breakups are the best thing that can happen to you. And I'm going to share the full story of how 30 Ever After came from a breakup to a blog to a business and to what it is now. I am so grateful for the breakup that happened. And, you know, I didn't always feel that way. I still remember in 2013, a couple years ago, we were in a relationship. I was probably content. We were in it for about 2.5 years. We lived together. I was starting a business then selling eco-friendly party supplies. It was called Pretty Pickles. And I still remember on a random day, he just said, you know, he wasn't feeling connected to me anymore. And when I probed and asked him what he really wanted, it was a breakup. And I remember feeling really devastated at first because, one, it was so out of nowhere. Two, the relationship was tied to different things. So like we shared an apartment together. I had just quit my job, so he was kind of just holding the fort while Pretty Pickles took off. And on top of that, we had just applied for a partner visa. So I was thinking, okay, you could have done this 6 weeks earlier and not wait till now when I process all this paperwork. But regardless, I don't blame him because, you know, two people can contribute to the beginning and the fall of a relationship. So, but I remember thinking, shit, what am I gonna do? Not only do I have to start over and meet someone else, I have to deal with staying in the country, getting a new job and finding a new home. And I remember calling my mom. The first thing she said was, do you want to go on holiday or do you want to go home? Now, home was back in Canada, so I was thinking, no, I've just spent so many years establishing my life here. I'm not going to just go home because of a guy. I'm going to work it out. So I was at my best friend's house, and I remember when she first saw me and I told her, she thought I was joking. She actually laughed. She chuckled, but then she saw my face again. She realized that I was for real. And then for the rest of the afternoon, we just thought of what I was going to do. So the next day, we moved all my stuff out into another apartment. Back then, I had a really good friend who was in the army, and his room was empty, so he let me stay at his place. And I didn't have a lot of stuff because most of the stuff belonged to my ex. So I just moved my personal belongings, and from there I, you know, set myself up and started to just find my own life again. And it was hard at the beginning because I wasn't working, so I didn't have the distraction of a 9-to-5 job. But I did have the distraction of finding one. So, you know, writing CVs, writing cover letters, sending out emails. But you can only do that for so many hours in a day. So all of a sudden I had all this time left. Like, I'm talking about 3-4 hours, you know, and cleaning doesn't take up that much time either. So I had 3-4 hours and I didn't know what to do, and I was still coping with a breakup, especially breaking up in your 30s. I felt like the need to start from square one again. No idea what I was doing wrong. Do I go on dating apps? I was so confused that I just decided that I would write, and I would use the blog as an emotional outlet. I had blogged before, but this one I just felt like I had an endless pool of ideas. So I just kept writing and writing, and I realized that other people were resonating with my message. And slowly my blog was getting found for, you know, keywords like dating in your 30s. And a lot of people were writing me just saying that, you know, they totally could understand how I feel and that they could relate. So then I just kept on writing, and I didn't realize that the blog could actually maybe turn into a business and that I could help more people until probably a few years later when I went to get some coaching done. Her name was Sophie von Merrick's. She is the founder of Hot, Rich, Love Your Life Bitch. And she made me realize that, you know, if I wanted to reach more people and help more people, that I could put together these programs, these courses and coaching to help other people find love. And so we worked on setting up the program, doing my website, and just putting myself out there. And, you know, she had me do all the things that made me feel uncomfortable, like video. It took me a really long time to get in my head around just doing these videos. Anyway, from there, I started it a little by little. I started the business, and then I think just earlier this year, I launched the 30 Ever After School, the School of Love. And so, yeah, it's been a huge journey, but I'm so glad I've helped a lot of people along the way, even if they just read my content, didn't buy my books or courses. I am just happy that, you know, my info and my thoughts have been able to help them. So that's how it all started, really. Then once I started to do more blogging, I wanted to get back into dating again, and I plunged into the world of online apps and dating apps. And on top of that, I did a lot of self-development and inner work, and some work that I share in my courses. And then I met Christian. And when I met Christian, everyone was asking if my content would change now that I was in a relationship. And yes, it's been tempting, but I feel like there's so many things to address, so many ways that I can help singles find their person, that I'm not quite done with it yet. So maybe I'll get to marriage advice, when I figured it out. We're still newlyweds, really. Like, we've only been married for a year and a little bit. We've been together for about 4 years, but still, I still have a lot to learn. And in the meantime, I think I can help a lot of singles. So that's pretty much my story in a nutshell. So if you're going through a breakup, or you're still getting over one, know that sometimes it can be the best thing for you. I have never been happier, and I am so glad. I'm so glad that, my ex broke up with me in 2013. Never been happier. So if you can relate to this message, I would love for you to leave a comment or subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. Bye.